Welcome back to Good Game Reviews. Here to do another draft review. We are done with day 2. Tomorrow will be day 3. Can't wait to see what they're gonna do tomorrow. Already had loads of excitement in this second day, just overall, throughout the league, but specifically for the Patriots as well because they made some pretty nice picks. Pretty nice picks is kind of selling this short, but let's just go ahead and get into it. All right. With the first pick in the second round, at 38 overall, the Patriots selected Christian Barrymore, defensive tackle at Alabama. Man, look, to be honest, I had Barrymore going in the first round. I thought he was going to get snatched up like late in the first round. That's where they kind of had him projected. But I thought maybe another team that was, defensive needy, like say the Falcons or somebody like that, we're gonna probably get them early in the second. So I had pretty much crossed Christian out of my mind. I was more focused on Tyler Shelvin, Aleem McNeil, the guys that I thought we had a chance of getting in the third round. But lo and behold, he falls. He falls right into the Patriots' laps. Another player from Alabama just falls into his laps. And I was pleasantly surprised. Now, would I like the corner? Would I like the wide receiver? Cool, yeah. But as far as the value goes, I mean, this is first round value. This is first round value here. So you have to appreciate the pick, a lot. I mean, let's just get into these numbers, man. He weighs 310. Okay, he weighs 310 pounds. He's 6'5". Interesting fact. PFF had him graded as the first inside defensive lineman in the draft and was ranked 20th overall regardless of position. So regardless of position, the guy was ranked 20 overall. So that's why, I had him going, somewhere in that kind of late-ish first round. But, surprisingly enough, he fell to us. So, great. As far as his last year numbers, he had 9.5 tackles for loss. Career-wise, he had 15.5. He had 8 sacks last year. Career 10. 3 passes defended, actually, last year. If you go back and, you can go on YouTube and look up some highlights. You're going to see a couple videos where he's just pretty much batting the ball down. I think one game he had 2 passes defended, just at the line, sticking his hand up and knocking the ball down. Career, he has 5 passes defended. Tackles, 37 last year, 63 overall. So the guy he has the numbers on him. He's a beast. If you watch his tape, it's clear why he was ranked so highly among the defensive linemen in this draft. And once again, I'm just surprised that we was able to get him. PFF actually graded him 90.0. So that's a very good grade. And especially at the spot that we were able to get him, this is a really, really good pick. Moving on to the third round, the Patriots, with the only third round pick that they had, 96 overall. That came as far as from that the comp pick. Yeah, the comp pick. That's what we got for Tom Brady going to the Buccaneers. We were able to get this 96 overall pick, so that was a good little pickup that the Patriots were able to get in the offseason. 96 overall, Patriots select Ronnie Perkins, defensive end, Oklahoma. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know too much about Ronnie Perkins. To be honest, I wasn't paying too much attention to defensive ends as a whole. I was more focused on shoring up that inside of the defensive line, finding some possible cornerback replacements, wide receiver, and of course, quarterback. Those were pretty much my main concern. Those were the guys that I was kind of researching. So I kind of left defensive end on the back burner. But according to PFF, his overall grade is 90.4. So again, you get a highly graded defensive player, or just highly rated player overall. and they fall in a good spot. Um, Only played 6 games last year. Now he only played 6 games last year. Some of these stats I'm gonna say out. You got to take into account. Only played 6 games last year. Reason why is he was suspended because he had failed a drug test. Now I'm not sure what it was, but he failed the drug test. I'm not sure if it was anything recreational or if it was performance enhancement. I'm not sure. It's just he failed a drug test, so that's the reason why he only played 6 games. But let's go ahead and get into his numbers. Now, 2020, he had 10.5 tackles for loss. He had 5.5 sacks. Had 23 overall tackles. So just total tackles, he had 23 of them. Now, career-wise, 32 tackles for loss, 16.5 sacks, 1 pass defended, 98 overall tackles, and 1 forced fumble. That is his career statistics. Looking at what he did last year, considering the fact that he only played he only played 6 games, the fact that he was able to get 5.5 sacks, the fact that he was able to get 10.5 tackles for loss, I'm thinking like, where could this guy be if he played a full season? Would he have been ranked higher? Would he have fallen so low to the Patriots? Think about it. This is the last pick in the 3rd round. He fell that low, even with this grade that he was given by PFF, and what he showed in that limited time span that he had in 2020. So, that's also kind of getting me geared up. I didn't know a lot about this guy, but looking at what he was able to do in that limited time, he seems like a beast. But I'm gonna temper my expectations, and I'm gonna just wait and see, how everything plays out. Training camp and all that. I'm just gonna wait and see what he does. But for right now, it's looking pretty good. And just overall, the draft is looking pretty good. The Patriots have been making some really good picks, not having to do a lot of moving, except for the Christian Barrymore pick. Of course, they had to trade away that 46 overall pick, along with a 4th round pick that they had in order to jump up to this spot in order to get Christian Barrymore. So other than that, they pretty much was able to allow like some players just to fall to them. So far, so good. One last bit of information I wanted to go ahead and throw in there. Both guys top 3 ranked in pass rush win rate. Okay. Also highest run stop rates at their respective positions. So the fact that the Patriots were able to get these guys, the fact that one guy was able to fall in their lap and another guy was able to just fall in the draft, and they were able to jump up at a certain position and get them, it's amazing. So these are still some needs now. Defensive end, it was a need, not as big as a need to me, but it still was a need. Defensive tackle was definitely a need. They needed to shore that up. They were getting ran on all of last year. It just didn't. It seemed like it didn't matter what game they played, no matter who the opponent was. They would just get ran over. That San Francisco game. You have a guy who, I think he was a rookie, and he just comes in and has his coming out party against the Patriots. I think he ended up getting hurt in the process. They had another guy just come out for him, and he ended up running. So I think the Patriots had just gotten sick and tired of that, and they wanted to fix that run defense. Right in this offseason, they wanted to go ahead and tackle it at every spot they could. They re-signed guys. They signed guys in free agency. And here they were able to draft a guy and draft a pretty highly ranked guy. The best defensive tackle guy. So yeah, I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. If I can add some more stuff in, this is more my thoughts of moving forward in the draft as far as day 3 goes. I still would like to see a wide receiver pick. There are a couple of guys left there. Now, would you consider these guys who are left number 1 options? possibly not. You probably wouldn't look at him like that way, but I think that the Patriots still need to find that guy. They still need to find that guy who they can consider a number one option. And if not, if they can't find a guy there who they could consider a number one option, at least find a guy who you could be sure is a playmaker, a guy who can get in the red zone multiple times. That's why earlier today I had threw out a name like Jalen Darden, because as far as like being a playmaker and being productive, especially in the red zone, that's a guy that you can look at. Another guy with double-digit touchdowns. I think last year he was pretty much in the top 3 competing for just offensive players overall who had touchdowns. As far as like receivers go. So he was up there battling. He was battling with Pitts. He was battling with Marshall, as far as like trying to be that touchdown leader. So that's a guy that you can keep your eye on. Of course, due to his measurables, he's falling. So just keep your eye on him and keep your eye on the wide receiver position as a whole, because I think that's a position that the Patriots are going to have to tackle next in this draft. 4th round's coming up. So they'll be able to tackle that position in the 4th round, hopefully. But as always, thank you for watching. If you've watched the whole video, thank you. If you watched a little bit of it, thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Gonna be dropping some more review videos, depending on how many players they pick. But yeah, some more review videos are coming. Some more content is coming. So be on the lookout for that. Until next time, I'm out.